secret to growing on Whatnot is better inventory, lower prices, or better yet, giveaways. You're wrong. Trust me, I tried all of that, and none of it was the biggest contributing factor to increasing my following or my sales. But then I figured out this one thing that actually changed everything and practically launched me into making a full-time income on this app in just a few months. Today, I am excited to share that I am starting a Whatnot Hacks series, and I'm not going to save the best for last. I am starting with the most important one because you guys don't have time to sit and wait for this. And trust me when I say, if you don't get this part right, nothing else is going to work. Really quickly, if you're new to my channel, I've been reselling for just over a year, and I've been documenting my journey on YouTube since the beginning. I started on eBay, and then I slowly branched out to other platforms, the most recent one being Whatnot in live selling, which has changed my life. Literally. If you like reselling content in any capacity, please consider subscribing. All right, let's get into it. Most sellers think that growth on Whatnot is gonna come from better inventory, lower starting bids, or big giveaways. So they focus on running faster, cheaper, and louder. But Whatnot growth isn't about any of that. It's really about retention, and retention comes from community. Think about it. If people only show up for the deals, they're gonna leave when the deals end. If they show up for you, they'll stay. Also, most sellers on Whatnot, especially beginners, including myself in the beginning, are focused on one thing: acquisition, which basically just means getting people into your show. So they'll do huge giveaways, $1 starting bids, crazy deals, literally anything to get numbers in the room. And that works temporarily. But here's the problem. If your entire strategy is based on acquisition, you're constantly starting from zero. What actually grows a Whatnot business isn't acquisition, it's retention. Retention is what makes someone stay in your show longer. It's what makes them come back next week. It's what turns a viewer into a regular. And retention doesn't happen because your starting bid was $1. And then there's lifetime value. Lifetime value is how much one customer spends with you over time, not just today. If someone comes into your show just for a giveaway and then leaves, their lifetime value is basically zero. But if somebody comes every Thursday, hangs out, buys something once a month, and then brings their friend next time, that's real growth. Community increases lifetime value. Big giveaways and $1 starts increase one-time viewers. Most sellers are chasing spikes. The sellers who win are building depth and growth. So what's the secret to retention? The secret to retention is community building. Let's define what community means on Whatnot, because I'm not talking about being fake nice. And I'm also not talking about joining a Whatnot cult. And yes, those absolutely do exist. I'm talking about building a room people actually want to come back to, even when they're not planning to buy. Community on Whatnot is when people show up for you, not just the inventory you're selling. It's when someone opens the app and goes, oh, she's live? I'm gonna tap in and hang out for a bit. Again, even if they don't buy. Building community is recognizing usernames. It's remembering that someone bought a size 7 last week and asking them how it worked. It's inside jokes in the chat. It's regulars who welcome in new buyers before you even can. It's someone staying after the giveaway ends. When that happens, you're not running auctions anymore. You're hosting a room. And those two are very different things. Most sellers treat Whatnot like auctions live, run item, sell item, next. But Whatnot is closer to a live stream social media platform with commerce attached. And live stream platforms grow through connection. When someone feels connected, they stay longer. When they stay longer, they bid more confidently. When they come back next week, you're not starting from zero. That's where real growth happens. The moment that people stop coming for the deals and start coming for the vibe, that's when your show becomes stable. I realized this personally when over the last few months, every time I hit start show or go live, I immediately have the same 10 people in my room every single time. And those 10 people don't always buy. They're sometimes there literally just to hang out. That's my community that I built. So how can we actually achieve building a community? There's some really simple things that you can do. The first thing, and this is a super simple one, is names. If someone types in your chat and you just ignore their username, they're just a viewer. If you say their name or their username, they're a person. The fastest way to build connection on Whatnot is to acknowledge people individually. Say hi when they enter. Thank them by name when they bid. Again, ask how something they bought last week worked out. Literally, that one extra sentence turns a transaction into a relationship. Second, you could create something predictable. Create a tradition. Humans love ritual. Have a signature intro. Have a themed night. Have a phrase you always use. Or have a certain giveaway that you always do. For example, I give away mood rings in all of my shows, and all of my regulars know that. When people know what to expect, they feel comfortable, and comfort increases retention. This next one is really hard for resellers, and especially for myself when I first started off, because I thought it was absolutely required to run items nonstop or people would get bored with me. But sometimes the most profitable thing you can do is stop. Talk to the chat. Tell a short story. Ask a question. If you're just running item after item after item, you're building urgency, not connection. Another good one is inviting participation. Community grows when people feel involved. Let the chat vote on the next item. Ask what color they want to see or what size they want to see. Help them price something or ask their opinion on a piece. Participation creates ownership, and people come back to things that they take ownership over. As a personal example, I recently started carrying a more higher end piece of jewelry in my Buy It Now section on Whatnot, kind of just as a test because I don't normally sell things for that much. So I asked my viewers directly, what would make them want to buy this type of jewelry despite it being more expensive than all of my other pieces? And they literally answered, I would buy it if it came in my size. So not only did that tell me that I need to carry a wider variety of sizes, but it created ownership by allowing my viewers to participate in that decision. This last one is crucial. Talk to the people who aren't bidding. Not everyone in your room is ready to spend. Some are just watching, some are learning, some are shy. If you only give attention to bidders, you're accidentally telling everybody else that they don't matter. But today's lurker could be next month's regular. None of the things I just said cost money. None of this requires better inventory. It literally just requires intention. And the sellers who grow long term, they're intentional. Okay, let's talk about why this actually works for growing your Whatnot. This isn't just good advice. There's real psychology to back this up. And there's also an algorithm to back this up as well. But let's talk about the psychology first. Humans are wired for connection, whether you want to believe that or not. I know some of you introverts out there are just like, no, people. When someone feels seen, acknowledged, or included, their brain releases dopamine. That creates a positive association. So if someone consistently feels good in your room, they'll come back. And when people feel comfortable, they spend differently. They don't panic bid. They don't disappear after one purchase. They trust. And trust increases buying confidence. People don't spend money where they feel anonymous. They spend money where they feel known. Psychology aside, let's talk about the app itself. Whatnot rewards watch time. It rewards engagement, and it rewards returning buyers. All three of those increase when you build community. For example, if someone stays longer in your show, your watch time goes up. If the chat is active, engagement goes up. If people come back weekly, your retention goes up. The algorithm doesn't know that you're nice. It only sees behavior. Using like crazy giveaways and deals, that creates spikes, but community creates stability. Again, spikes feel exciting, but stability builds business. If you're constantly chasing new viewers, but your room empties after every giveaway, the platform just read that as low retention. But if people stay, even when you're not running something, that's a signal, and platforms reward signals. And I just need to say this, but building a community, everything I'm talking about here, this isn't soft. It's a retention strategy. And retention is gonna be the foundation of your growth on this app. Now, we have to bring this up. Let's talk about what community is not. It's not chaos. Community isn't a loud room. It's not constant yelling. It's not frantic energy. Community is built on good energy. And good energy doesn't always mean high energy. It means stable energy, welcoming energy. It means energy people feel comfortable staying in. If your room feels tense, people leave. If it feels frantic, people get overwhelmed. If it feels negative, even subtly, people will get uncomfortable and they will not stick around. Community is calm confidence. It's consistency. It's knowing the vibe when someone walks in. If someone leaves your show feeling drained, that's not gonna feel like community to them. But if they leave feeling good, they'll come back. I know this firsthand because I have verbatim had several of my viewers or buyers tell me that they love my energy and they are sticking around for the vibes. Energy is so much more important than you think. Community also isn't clicks. I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier when I said it's not about joining a whatnot cult. If a new buyer walks into your room and they feel like they just interrupted something, that's not community. Now, having friends on the platform, that's normal. I absolutely have people that I have connected with on Whatnot that I talk to outside of the app. But there's a big difference between having friendships and creating exclusivity. Healthy community feels open. It feels like anyone can jump in and be part of the conversation. It doesn't feel like you have to earn your way into the room. The goal isn't to build like an unbreakable inner circle. The goal is to build an environment where everybody feels included. Lastly, community is not pressure. You don't have to guilt people into bidding. You don't have to say, bid it up, chat. You don't have to create urgency that feels tense. If someone doesn't bid, that's okay. If someone just wants to hang out, that's okay. If something sells low, that's okay. Again, pressure might create a quick sale, but that doesn't create loyalty or retention or the lifetime value that we talked about earlier. If you've never been in one of my Whatnot shows, I literally say in every single one of my shows, this is a no pressure show. If you request to see something and you don't buy it, I am not going to get angry. You are welcome to change your mind. I want you to love what you're buying. And I genuinely mean that. All in all, community feels safe, it feels calm, and it feels like you're welcome whether you buy or not. That is what brings people back. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, okay, but I literally only have 6 people in my room. Good. That is the best time to build this. It is a lot easier to build a community with 6 people than it is with 60 because you can actually talk to everyone. You can remember names. You can slow down. So I came up with a little starter plan for you. And this is something that I definitely did not do in this order or in this amount of time. I definitely spanned this out because it's kind of things that I figured out along the way, but it took me months to get there. So I'm giving you a 3-week plan to kind of shorten it so that you can become successful quicker than I did. Okay, for week 1, we're gonna focus on acknowledgement. Greet every single person who enters your room. Say their name if you know it, or their username if you don't. It's not uncommon to butcher usernames. I do it all the time. Don't feel bad. Most people understand. Thank them specifically by name when they bid. That's literally it. That's all you have to do for week 1. Don't change your pricing, don't change your inventory, just focus on acknowledgement. In week 2, we're gonna add a repeatable element, a signature intro, a themed giveaway, a phrase you always say, a poll you run every show. Get creative with it. Give people something familiar. For example, I said before that I run the same giveaway item every show. I also have a raid emoji that I use when I go to raid other people's shows. I tell all of my viewers to spam the chat with rings because that is my raid emoji that I chose. I also start every single one of my shows with an inexpensive giveaway item. It's repeatable, it's tradition, people know what to expect, people are comfortable, people stay. Okay, on week 3, we are gonna start tracking repeat buyers. Now, this is actually what I started with, but I wish I had known the other 2 things first. Even if you're just using your notes app, notice who comes back because these are the people that you need to nurture. I started this when I only had maybe an average of like 4 people in my rooms. Anytime someone bought from me, at the end of the show when I was packing orders, I would write down their username, their real name if I knew it. Of course I would know it because it's on their packing label. I would also write down their ring size and their preference, whether they liked gold or silver, and any colors that they liked, and anything else I could remember about them. If they told me what they did for a living, if they told me their dog's name, if they told me that they have kids or something like that, I would write it down to commit it to memory. I'm proud to be able to say that I'm at a point where I have too many buyers now to write it all down, but I wouldn't be in this position had I not started doing this with the 4 and then 6 and then 8 and then 12 people that showed up to my rooms all the time and would buy from me. But the bottom line is you don't need hundreds of viewers to grow. You need depth. And please, if you take any sentence away from this video, let it be this one. 10 consistent buyers are way more powerful than 100 one-time viewers. And community is built in these small rooms. And the sellers who take small rooms seriously are the ones who end up with big ones. Now, there is a hard truth. This is the part that nobody's gonna like, but you're gonna have to accept it. Building a community takes time. It doesn't happen in one viral show. It doesn't happen because one giveaway popped off, and it definitely doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you show up. Even when there are 5 people in your room. It happens when sales are slow, but you still choose to engage. It happens when you treat small rooms like they matter, because they do. There will be shows where you feel awkward. There will be nights where the chat is quiet. There will be times where you wonder if it's working. But the sellers who win on Whatnot aren't the ones that are chasing excitement. They're the ones building consistency. They're not trying to go viral. They're trying to become dependable. And dependable rooms build that retention, and the retention builds stability, and stability builds businesses. When I stopped obsessing over how many people are in the room and started focusing on how those people felt, everything shifted. And I'm gonna say this again, community is not the soft part of your business. It is the foundation. Since I've mentioned giveaways several times in this episode, in the next episode of this series, I'm gonna show you how giveaways can either build retention or completely destroy it. Because if you're using them wrong, you might literally be training your audience to leave. So if this video was helpful to you in any way, and you're interested in following this series, please subscribe. Also, if you're interested in becoming a seller on Whatnot and you haven't signed up yet, there is a link in my description that will give you a $150 match your first week of selling on Whatnot. And this is not sponsored at all. This is a referral link that every seller gets. And also, big secret here, don't sign up until you are absolutely ready to do your show within a week. Because if you sign up and then you don't do your show that first week you sign up, you lose out on that $150 like I did. And a huge thank you to those of you who have signed up under my link and made sales, because I do get a commission from that, and that feels so good. So thank you so much. Also, feel free to hop into my link tree, because that is where you will find all things Taylor Joe. You can stalk me on eBay or Instagram or my Whatnot. You can come watch one of my shows. All my discount codes are in the link tree as well, and all that fun stuff. I'm so excited to continue this series, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.